Thank you, Jared. Did I call him McLeod? Where did that come from? Crikey dick. Folks lined up here all around this beautiful facility. As I said earlier, like if you had been here 3 odd years ago before Tony Quid took over as we go to the grid for the Queensland Touring Car Championship, you would not believe how good this place looks now. Peter Bray and Luke Beveridge will start off the front row for race number 2 for the Queensland Touring Car Championship. Ben Malpass, Nathan March from the second row. Les Hannafin, Michael Woodcroft in that beautiful Tirana, Hudson James, Lee Gravelin, Rob Druder. Go back to Nick Linton out of 11. 12 will be Trent Rubb, Rob Ballinger. Starting a little bit further back in this one, so I'm not too sure what happened to Ballinger in qualifying, because we saw Bray and Ballinger just going to war at the previous round at Morgan Park. Joined in commentary by track commentator here, Scotty McKellar. Thank you, Scott, for helping out with us. And you'll know a little bit more about some of these guys than myself, but the racing at Morgan Park at the previous round was absolutely stunning. And Peter Bray and Rob Ballinger really went at it, but Ballinger's a little bit deeper in the field.
Yeah, he had not the best of qualifying yesterday. He did get caught up a couple of times, I did notice. But this is an 8-lap race. I'm sure he'll really start to put it in there.
So I'm pretty sure Rob was in the 16s in practice, so he was very, very quick. So again, we've got different categories, different classes in amongst QTCC with sort of up to 2 litre, 2 litre, the 3 litre, 3 litre and above, 5 litre, and then the unlimited stuff with the bigger horsepower engines and that. So classes within classes right across through this category. And another big lineup here, I think the biggest lineup at QTCC I've seen so far in the HiTec Super Series.
Yeah, I know. As you were just saying, there are a lot of different types of cars in here, and some of the times the smaller ones will get the handling where the bigger ones have got down the straight. But yesterday did provide some very good qualifying. One young fella, what was his name, Hudson James, did very well in his class yesterday. Mark
Hyde's just had a little off there in the little Mark II, and not too sure what happened there is Woodcroft. Yeah, so like at Morgan Park, with a lot more corners, some of the smaller cars sort of came into their own, and we saw Ballinger in the BMW. We know Rob's fast. You know, sequentially shifted 6-cylinder. Oh, that was a moment. Who was that? The 32 of Lee Gravelin. And we may have a safety car here by the looks of it. And that will probably be to retrieve that earlier off. That, I think, was Gravelin reacting to the yellows coming out on the start-finish line more than likely, because he was completely locked up. And Les Hannafin's eyes in the number 34 Valvoline VK will be like saucers right now. So, yeah, safety cars definitely out there on the racetrack. Wow.
Yeah, that was very close, you know, like very good skills there to avoid anything big. But now these guys are quite experienced in these QTCC cars. And at the moment, Bray and Milpass out there, and they did very well yesterday also. Lovely presented cars as well.
I love that Woodcroft Tirana. That's a good car. Now, just looking at the lap scoring, no Luke Beveridge and no 39 of Gary Lang. Now, there's another 2 cars that you would expect to be at the front of the field.
Well, Jamie, did they even make it out?
No, I don't think they have. I don't think they have. So Luke and Gary, definitely 2 cars. Like Gary Lang was lapping very, very quick here yesterday in practice. So a couple missing off the grid that you would expect to sort of be near the front. So a few of the faster guys have had some issues throughout the weekend. Not too sure what the issue was with Ballinger, as the safety car lights are out on the Hyundai i30. So we'll go back racing. So we've still got a lot of laps left to go here. So Peter Bray really, really dominated in the Hanos Car Care 29 at Morgan Park. He really did not put a wheel wrong all weekend, and I don't know if you were there, Scotty, but the conditions Saturday to Sunday were just ridiculous from one extreme to the other. The local super cheap auto ran out of Rain-X or any other windscreen sort of additive to try and stop the things fogging up. People were listening to me talking about shampoo. I'm sure they were going to Woolies and Coles and buying up all the shampoo they could find. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. And apparently Bowden's Own had a product that they just about all sold out of as well. So the biggest issue on the Saturday at Morgan Park was the distinct lack of visibility, to the point that some of the cars had to pull into pit lane, and they were amazed they could even find pit lane because of how little they could see.
That's it. I've been Morgan Park in those conditions before, and I tell you what, it was very difficult. And then all of a sudden Sunday, beautiful conditions and totally different setup again for the cars. But it's at the moment, it's still Peter Bray doing the business out there as he fires it down that inside straight.
So Ballinger was starting to work his way forward, so he's back up into 7th. Yeah, not too sure what the issue was with Ballinger in qualifying, because he definitely started a lot further back in the field than what we would expect.
That's it. His times, well, he's in traffic at the moment. 27's just at the moment. But,
well, actually,
yeah,
this is their second race of the weekend, so that's actually based on a race result from the earlier race this morning that we haven't seen. So Ballinger must have actually had an issue in the first race of the weekend. Manages to get by Les Hannafin there. Les is a campaigner that's been around a little while in QTC, made the step up from Class 2 to Class 1 in that very, very quick Commodore. That is a stunning looking race car. Fastest on track is the race leader. Peter Bray's gone fastest with a 1:18.2350. Bray's got the fastest sector 1 and 2. Ballinger's actually fastest in the last sector, which is not so much of a horsepower sector like 1 and 2. That's probably sort of the run from 5 to 6 down onto the front straight. So you've got to get out of turn number 6 to make that work. And if you can't get out of 6, that just sucks all the exit speed and the straight line speed down into 1.
Yeah, you've really got to carry it down there. You can see a great little dice going on here between these two characters, and these guys have been battling it out throughout the morning. It's been great to watch.
Yeah, Nathan Marks, and that'll be Gravel in the Commodore, who had that moment coming up to the safety car with it coming out on track and nearly clambered into the back of Les Hannafin. So Peter Bray is your race leader. You've got the number 116 Ben Malpass BMW in second, Gravelin in third. Here comes Ballinger, and that'll be for fourth. Goes to the outside of Marks. Marks is going to try and keep there on the inside on the run down onto the Dick Johnson straight, and they're side by side through 6. Ballinger with a little bit more momentum in the Class A number 72. I think that'll be a combination running in Class A of the bigger capacity BMW 6-cylinder as he bounces his way into turn 1, and the fact that I'm pretty sure he runs a sequential gearbox in that car.
Yeah, doing a great job there as he moves his way through traffic. Up into 4th, as you said, and I think it's not going to be too long till we see him up there giving Gravelin and Malpass a bit of a hurry along. We've still got, 3 laps to go, so still anything's possible.
16th and 17th, so this is Dean Wart. And the 76 is that Matt Devitt. Yep, Matt Devitt. So that is for 16th and 17th positions in QTC Race 2. So second race of the weekend for QTCC. And like the replica tours, lots of diversity through the category. But certainly over the last sort of 18 months, dominated by the likes of Peter Bray and Rob Ballinger. Ballinger now back up into 4th. So this is for 3rd. Malpass and Gravelin. Gravelin in the Monaro. Well, I don't think he's done a lot of racing lately. That's a sort of a debut for that car this year.
Doing a good job. Have a look at Ballinger. He is on a mission.
Just did the fastest lap of the race at a 17.1. Bray's gone 18.2. Right. So he's a full second faster than the race leader as Gravelin looks to the inside of Malpass. Malpass in the Bastos. Super Tourer replica. And here's Rob.
Yeah, that's it. He can only be happy that these guys are battling it out in front of them.
3-way battle. The Monaro's got some straight line horsepower advantage over the Malpass BMW. Here comes Ballinger. I think the Malpass car will be a little bit lighter than Ballinger, but Ballinger very, very good under brakes. Malpass is going to try and live there on the outside, but Ballinger's already got the overlap and the advantage. He is to the outside, should have overlap to take the natural line into 4. Oh, no, Malpass launched it down the inside. That was a definitely close your eyes and hope one, but he got away with it. Ballinger's like, yeah, I'll just open the wheel up and let you on by here, because that was from a long way back.
Here he goes again, another crack at it, down into 6.
Yeah, Ballinger to the outside, so that's taken a little bit of pressure off Gravelin. Still with a couple of laps left to go here, so Bray in control out in front. He's got about a 4-second advantage over this battle group for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Ballinger now clears Malpass. I don't think Malpass will try the dive down into 1. If you approach that line into 1 too narrow, you just end up firing out right there in the middle of 1 and 2, and you'll end up out in the gravel where we saw in that previous race.
That's
with
right.
The Skeen replica Tourer.
There is a couple of still bumps back into that turn 1 and 2. I've had a couple of shavs around here. man, it was very, very difficult through turn 1 and 2 at pace. I'll give you the tip.
Tony Quinn won't let us call them bumps. They're called character.
That's it. But hasn't he done a great job here?
That's the cool thing about QR. And look, there's been a little bit of resealing around the place, but you can't take all that character out of the racetrack. And we'll talk about it all weekend. It's only 6 corners. They call it the paperclip, but you've sort of almost got to concede in a few places to make the rest of the lap better. So you're never, ever going to be completely perfect around this racetrack because you've got an emphasis on mid-corner speed, high corner speed, and then, well, basically 3 pretty big straights, over the back, through the middle, and on the front side, the Dick Johnson straight. So as simple as it looks, it's not. No,
that's right. I think that, with my experiences, turn 4 and 5, you've probably the 2 hardest corners on the circuit. You've got to get right. You've got to get it out of 5 and, as you say, down into 6 correct sort of thing. So those 2 corners, even though they're fairly close together, once again, if you're out wide, you're on the ripple strip, you can drive it down into 6.
Oh, Ballinger on pit lane. Ballinger's on pit lane, so he's got some dramas.
In the last lap too.
What's gone on there? So Bray controlling things out in front. Gravelin's actually chasing him down. He's taken a second out of him in the last lap and a half. Woodcroft here in the beautiful Brock replica Serrano in the 5th position. So Bray, Gravelin, Malpass, Marks, Woodcroft, Hanavan in the top 6 in the VK Commodore, just in back a shot there. So Woodcroft continues to do a good job. We just about cried at Morgan Park last year when that car was involved in a crash and there were panels hanging off it, and because those Tiranas are getting even more expensive these days.
Very rare indeed. And it's great to see them out on track as well.
Absolutely. All right, here is Peter Bray. In the end, he's done this pretty easily with the Hanos car care number 29. Bray will win it. Gravelin definitely closed the gap in the last couple of laps in the Monaro for a Holden 1 and 2. Battle for 4th, Marks and Woodcroft. Malpass will take 3rd. This is 4th, 5th and 6th. Marks will get it on the line from Woodcroft. Hannafin in 6th. Then it'll be a big gap to the AFS number 68 of Hudson James.
He goes all right, that young fella. He does a lot with the V8 experiences out here.
I wonder, did Ballinger get a drive-through? He's come back out on track. Okay. Don't know what happened there with Mr. Ballinger. Yeah. Scotty, might be something if you get a chance to shoot down there and go and ask the question, because it was definitely on pit lane.
Yeah.
He's salvaged 11th out of it. I don't know how he's done that with a trip down pit lane, so I wonder if there was a drive-through there potentially. Who knows?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm just a commentator.
Yeah, we sort of like get left to the last sort of thing, but no, good race there, and it's great to see them. Nice finish there for Bray there.
Continuing on with his momentum from Morgan Park. Absolutely, Peter Bray was the class of the field. Ballinger just didn't really have anything for him, and Ballinger with issues here in race number 2. Peter Bray with the victory from Ben Malpass. Actually, Gravelin now did Gravelin. I have no idea, because Gravelin crossed the line in 2nd, so there may have been a penalty there. Marks, Woodcroft, Hudson James, Rod Droder, Trent Rudd, Gravelin back in 8th, so he might have got a time penalty. Maybe some jump starts. We'll have to come back to that for race number 3. Nick Linton, Les Hannafin. Likewise, Hannafin crossed the line in 6th. So was there a jump start or maybe some penalties down to that safety car? We'll have to try and find that out. Here's a look at the highlights, because there's been some stuff going on here that I cannot explain. I'm thinking there will be some penalties that have been applied through that race, looking at those results. So Peter Bray got away out in front early, and it was a lead he would not lose. Ballinger was working his way through the field, having some issues in the race earlier on in the day, and he worked his way back up towards the front of the field. Had a great battle going there with Marks in the number 9. Jägermeister replica BMW. Malpass was locking up brakes in that battle with Ballinger. And then we'd see Ballinger disappear off in the pit lane for some reason. So more on that later. Still was going on before Ballinger went off into pit lane. Gravelin was definitely in the mix there as well. And he was down the order on the results that were posted, with Bray just continuing to lead and dominate out in front. So there's Ballinger on pit lane. I can only think that was a drive-through. As Bray went on to take victory in the Hanos car gear number 29, the ex-Commodore did it pretty easily. Gravelin definitely crossed the line in second, but in the results he was further back down the order, so we'll try and cover that off before the third race of the weekend. Nonetheless, some fantastic racing from the Queensland Touring Car Championship here at Queensland Raceway, round number 3 of the HiTec Super Series. At QR, look at that. A full pits here at Queensland Raceway, and down on pit lane, Jared McLean.
Nathan, congratulations, third step on the podium. Describe the race to me. How was your start?
Mate, start was good. Start was real good, actually. I thought some of the bigger horsepower V8s would be coming through and get in front of me, but, mate, it was a good start. I was able to hold off a couple of guys, and I think I'm just lucky that some of the faster guys have been having some car troubles, to be honest, so, but I'll take the win.
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ben Malpass here in P2. You qualified 6th, you finished 3rd in race 1. It seems like you're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's great to be out there. The track feels fantastic. Plenty of cars racing this weekend, which is truly awesome. You know, getting ahead of the BMW, the Commodores and the BMW is always a really good thing, so got to be happy with that.
Only one more car to pass. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Peter, down here, we're just having a chat about the race. You had a bit of a lucky one there, but starting from first, taking it all the way through.
100%. No, the car's going great. Unfortunately, some of the other faster guys have had a few issues and are stuck in the paddock or got penalised. So, no, it was good to be start the front and finish up the front, definitely. So,
what's the plan for the weekend?
Just keep it on going. The biggest thing with these cars is because they're amateur cars, is keeping the things running for the weekend. So, if we can stay up the front, that's all you can hope for, 100%. So, yeah, no, perfect.
Great stuff. Back to commentary, guys.
Thank you, Jared and Melinda.